It is not time for us to get into in our mind. It's not yet. No.
I had a conversation with with one of my church groups, and that was literally the conversation we had the other day. And we was like, about our Christmas. I was sending out my playlist. They sending out their playlist. We was like, in my mind, I'm ready. I'm already playing it.
Boy, so I'm ready. It's not yet, man. Not yet. My classmate had posted that, and she was like, she had a meme. She said, "Oh, I thought somebody said in my mind." No, this is just a feel. Man, Thanksgiving ain't even came yet, man. We still trying to plan out who gonna cook, who not gonna cook, who gonna come to the house, who not gonna come to the house, who house we going to. It's not yet.
Not yet. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Just Acting Up Show. I'm your host, Joffrey. We're up in this thing, 10 toes down, H-Town. I can't make up a better interest than that. Y'all, welcome. What's up, y'all? We got Big Chris in the building. What's up, Chris?
Yo, what's up? It's the mad scientist, Big Chris.
Yes, sir. Got Chris in the building. Let's not forget about Mike. Mike, what's up, man?
What's going on, people? What's going on? I'm in a very good mood today.
Oh, he's in a great mood.
I'm in a great mood today.
That boy said the sun is out, the wind is blowing, the birds are chirping, the squirrels out there trying to get a.
That's right.
Yeah. So, y'all stay locked in to the Just Act Show. We got a great show that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about some fallouts from tragic event. We're going to go ahead and get that out the way first. But I want you to stay tuned and stay locked in. Talk about some movies. Talk about the Eternals. Talk about The Harder They Fall. Did you watch it? Did you see it? You seen it? We know you seen it. If you didn't, you need to go see it. So stay locked in. All that more. Just Act Up Show. Let's go. Okay. All right. Get ready. I'm sorry. I'll listen to Bishop T.D. Jakes before we got started. All right, y'all. So look, y'all know the deal. Before we get started into all this goodness, all these gems about to drop, what I need you to do is to drop it like it's hot. No, don't drop it like it's hot. Don't listen to me. But what I do need you to do, bow right there. Right there. Just click on the subscribe button, man. That's all I need you to do.
Thank you. Just click that bell, please.
Yes.
Like, share, and subscribe. It's easy. Like, share, and subscribe. 5 seconds.
Yeah. You can scroll through social media. Take the extra 5 seconds just to go ahead and hit like.
That's it.
Hit follow.
That's it. Just hit follow. Thank you.
Thank
you kindly.
Thank you kindly. Hit the D. Indubitably. I ain't gonna say that word no more because I can't say that word 3 times fast. Indubitably. Oh shit! I did it somewhat. Let's go again to the show, y'all. Okay, so as we are playing around, before we get started, I know I said I want to start off on a serious note. So it pains me to read about this, to hear about this, because like I'm like right there. Like my spot is like not too far from the NRG stadium, from that parking lot and everything. I didn't know what was going on as I, was driving down the street trying to go get myself some good old gumbo. It's cold outside, so yeah. But as I digress, Astroworld, the Travis Scott event, because people were not being patient. Of course, I wasn't there. I don't know what fully happened, but you can see from the videos what took place, what happened. Multiple injured, 8 people are now gone from us. It's hard reading about that, hard seeing it, because we just talked about it, I think last week or the week before, about holiday safety, being careful, being mindful of what you do, and we'll get more into that later on. But there's 8 people have passed away, 8 people are gone. That's 8 families plus more, because family and friends. They're no longer with us because people just being stupid. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at a video right now. It's the fans running towards the entrance, like they hopping over barricades.
Yeah.
Festival before the incident, they killed 8 people. Like I'm looking at them like rushing towards the barricades, and they got It's a tragic accident. It's tragic, man. Really is. I woke up to it. Wow, they have security. I'm watching this. They got security throwing them over the fence. Crazy.
Festivals are crazy in general. I remember the last festival I went to was the ACL Fest with Outkast performed. And at those festivals, it'd be so many people there, and it's just they packed in like sardines. And you know, when the performer comes on that they want to see, or a good, or one of the headline performers, they'll all rush the stage, and you're literally like all on top of people, elbow to elbow. So if you have anxiety, and especially being inside the house so long from COVID, and you outside, and you got all this, it's a lot, you know, to take in. And so, you know, it's an unfortunate situation, man. Because festivals are definitely crazy.
Yeah, it is. They did a documentary on Woodstock. At I think the early 90s or early 2000s, well, late 90s, early 2000s. They had a lot of sexual assault that was going on right in the middle of the crowd. Women was getting touched on and fondled on, and it's crazy. It's at your own risk when you at those festivals. It really is, like Woodstock, Coachella. What else? It's a lot. There's a lot of
a lot of festivals.
Yeah, it's a lot of festivals. Woodstock was like the only one, if I can remember, but the biggest. So, but
you know, that's why I can only imagine as far as that's why it was such a big deal with the Fire Festival feeling like it did. Because when you think about how the amount of people that would have been there for that festival and that was stranded and was going through all that stuff there.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of understand knowing what a festival is and how it is. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Great documentary, by the way. That was a real good documentary that they did on Netflix. But yeah, hearts and prayers. And my son, he's a Travis Scott fan. I told my wife I would have considered to take him because it's not just only the concert. They have like they got the rides, they got games, it's a whole all-day event. But you know, when the concert come around, you had to, because I heard kids was involved in it too, in injuries and stuff. I'm like, why would you want to have your kid right in the middle of that? I'm sorry. As a parent, I would take my son to the concert, but we're gonna be way in the back. I mean, we're gonna be damn near touching the parking lot because I got my son with me, man. You gotta think about that. So
because like the festivals, it's not like a concert. People try to say, you know, concert. I mean, it's a concert, but it's not like your average concert, like at the arena or at a stadium. This is like that times 10. Those festivals are like that times 10.
Right.
You know, I mean, so it's easy for somebody to get trampled. Like even like myself, I was a fall down, and I could easily get trampled in seconds because you're just that tight and up close on people. Like it's social distancing be damn, because I'm.
For real.
You know, literally,
that's another thing.
I'm thinking about how I was at the festival I was at. I was just like, I'm sitting up there like trying to. Luckily, I'm a big dude, so I kind of, you know, hey, give me a little space.
Man, I do not like it. I think that's another reason why I didn't really too much care for going to the clubs. I went, of course, because of the group I was with, but I don't know. Like I just don't like being like around like a lot of people. Like how Mikey was saying, I like being around all them people at the same time because when chaos happens, people gonna be people. They gonna do something stupid,
and they're gonna trample right over you. They're gonna trample right over you. Like we said this once before. Back in high school, I mean, or after high school, we're gonna go to the club. But it's like now, I'm so mindful if I do, because I'm not saying I don't, but when I do, I'm very mindful. I'm looking at my surroundings more than anything, and then I'm leaving that area at least. Club over at 2 o'clock. I'm out the door at 1:30.
Yeah.
That parking lot, that's free game. You know how many lives has been lost in the parking lots of clubs? Man.
Especially when we was in college. Remember it wasn't a party unless they were shooting afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
Man.
Yeah.
This is how it used to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. I'll try to leave like an hour early. Like one of my ex-girlfriends, when we went to like a concert with them, I'm like, I don't know what I told her. Pretty much I said like, okay, they gone, but they doing like some type of fireworks or something. I don't know, just something to keep the crowd going. I'm like, hey, we need to leave now. Like, why? I want to see the rest of it. Like, no. And then we finally get in the car. Man, I can't stand this traffic. That's why I said we need to leave right now. So
Yeah.
yeah, man. It's just
Yeah.
I don't know, just being mindful of it, man.
Well, I went to that Beyonce concert when last time she was here.
Ooh.
When I tell you we was in traffic for 2 hours, bro.
What?
We was in there for 2 hours. My wife went to sleep in the driver's side. And here's the deal. We parked, and I know traffic was hell over hell last night. Bro, we parked right there in NRG Stadium parking lot. That was our first mistake. We thought we was winning. And then when the concert was over, that long line just to get out the parking lot.
You might as well have bought you a barbecue pit, a cooler. I might as well have a little tailgate for a minute.
Bro, I never do it ever again. I never. The concert was over at 10 or 11. We didn't make it back home till almost 2 o'clock.
God, dog.
I never do that ever again. Now I see why people take the bus and everything to get there. They're parking downtown and they'll go like catch that metro rail. Hey, I understand it now. But yeah, it's crazy when you're dealing with crowded events. So hearts and prayers to that family, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So moving on to more news. Gosh, I hate to talk about this other stuff as well too. But we gotta talk about it because you know it's heavy on our minds. So Henry Ruggs, man. This dude hit and killed the girl that was in the car, and the dog. So people post stupid things sometimes. I don't want to read what the man posted because it just I'm like, dude, seriously. But yeah, man, he going down. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. He going down.
You
killed him.
What you about to say, Chris?
Well, go ahead, Mike. No, you go.
No, some new charges then surfaced. He's facing 2 additional felony counts stemming from the fatal accident, fatal DUI. Real quick, something about a gun that was in the vehicle too.
Ooh.
He faces up to a maximum of a sentence of 46 years, 22 years old.
You know, this was one of my concerns with Vegas getting a team, you know, because you're getting a lot of young athletes, right? Some of them just coming into some new money, you know what I'm saying, that they didn't have in college. And you put them in Vegas where it's a party city, you know, it feeds into every bad indulgence that you could possibly think of. And so I'm not surprised that something like this, it was bound to happen, you know, it was at some point, you know?
Yeah.
This is the second year for Las Vegas, right?
This is their first year playing in Las Vegas. I think it's their first year.
This their first year?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, first year.
Yeah.
156 miles per hour. He had twice the blood level alcohol limit in Nevada. So yeah, and his bond is at $150,000. I'm surprised that he got a bond. But I'm surprised they allowed him to you know, a judge signed out for on a bond.
Probably turned up in the Vegas club, you know, football player, got this money, you know.
Young,
you know, in the 20s, we partied in our 20s, you know, like,
we did.
Imagine. So
you add a couple of dollars on to that.
At that?
Yeah.
Man.
Like I said, I'm not surprised that something like this can happen. It's like, that was my one concern about them having a team in Vegas. Like, how would they control, like, situations like this? Because, you know, I wouldn't be driving nowhere. I'd be like, you know what? I'm Ubering everywhere.
No, sir, man. It's too much, man. But yeah, he going down. He'll have to pay for it, man. And I'm still thinking about that. No, I'm gonna leave it alone because that comment was just stupid.
No. His name is Kadarius Tune.
Yeah, him too.
He has the worst take possible on the Henry Ruggs. This was his comment. He said we are young. Everybody makes mistakes. Y'all are looking for the situation like this or that because it ain't y'all. So much to say. He know he messed up. Don't drag him for it. That's goofy to me. Just pray for the families that's involved.
How's that goof?
Now, here's the deal with what he said.
What?
He has to take accountability for action. Just because of the simple fact is that, you know, he's in a celebrity eye, whatever. He's it don't really matter. Because it could be a janitor that did it. You're gonna have to take your lick for that, because that's 23-year-old girl. Family don't want to hear anything about we young, everybody makes mistakes, and no, they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. No. That's an excuse. You know, at the end of the day, he chose 18 shots. 18. Dang. 18 shots. I can't even make it past 2.
But again, you know, young and dumb. And so it's just like, yeah, it's gonna be bad because she was, you know, we have to be real, because he is a young black man. She's a young white lady with a dog that died too. You know what I mean? And he's gonna be gone for a long time. And Derek Carter, you know, he spoke out for him as well in a press conference, saying that he's still gonna support him long term. He's gonna support him long term because you know, it's just a terrible mistake, man. I hate that for that young man. But
it was well, I was talking about earlier. It was a comment on a friend's Facebook post. Well, she posted somebody else who made this comment, not her, somebody else, but it's been taken down. But pretty much it was stupid because he was saying that his girlfriend that was in the car with him should have taken the charge for him. Oh. And I'm like,
that's not no little weed case.
Yeah, like he talked, because pretty much from what I remember, as much as I can remember, he was saying that this dude is out on the field putting his life on the line, throwing footballs and catching passes and everything, and she act like she can't take the charge. And he was serious about that.
I mean, she putting her life on. He putting his life on the line when he's driving 100-something miles after taking 18 shots.
Yeah, dude, like that.
Yeah, she could have died. She could have died.
Anything, she should have took the keys from him.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, she should have took the keys. But it all boils down to accountability, bro. Like, fuck. Yeah, I ain't never more I can say. It's the decisions you live and die by the decisions you make. So
you're right about that. You're right about that. So speaking on decisions real quick before we get into the rest of it, voting already passed, I believe. Yeah, I think voting already passed. I did vote. Y'all don't gotta share if y'all did or not. But this is just give the viewers out there a little tidbit. So I don't know if anybody has ever voted for, the city and everything. It's not the same way as, the presidential election. You can't just click Democrat and then all your selections be right there. Nah, you got to thoroughly read everything, thoroughly know what's going on, know who the candidates are. And I knew just a little bit, but I didn't know enough. I'm just being honest. So I know I can't really share who I voted for or whatever. So I'm just giving people, you need to know more about what goes on in the city, what goes more on about just everything, pretty much. So when the time will come around for you to vote again, you know what's going on, and you need to get more involved with the city and what goes on, what takes place. You do have a voice. Make sure that you get out there and vote next time around, because when something pop off, you're like, why we got to go through this, do that? You had your choice to voice your opinion. So
just piggybacking off of that, man, like a good little tip that I do, before I vote, I'll go to the website and I'll look at what's on the ballot. And then I'll also, the ones that I don't understand so much, I'll just look at the news stories where they debating about it or talking about it, and you can see the different sides of that particular proposition or whatever they're voting on to gain more understanding, so that's what y'all can do.
Yeah, man. Y'all get more involved and find out what's going on, because we need more people like us, and we just need people to get involved and voice their opinions so we can know. So how them gun laws, like Mike said.
How them gun laws working out.
How them gun laws working out? Oh man. Speaking of not working out, Mr. Odell Beckham.
Odell Beckham.
Cut. Yeah, man.
I'm enjoying this right now. Cause it came after that loss that the old Steelers them put on their butt.
Here we go.
Yeah, there go our logo, ladies and gentlemen, right there, you know.
Yeah,
right,
while
right
you
there.
at it, just like, click, subscribe, share, do all of that good stuff. But in the meanwhile, this is what we're really talking about right here. That team put a whipping on the ground, and they said, you know what? We're gonna clean up house.
Oh man.
Odell Beckham got cut on his birthday. He got
Oh, that's trash, bro. That's messed up, man.
yeah.
This point come to Texans. You
ain't come over here.
No.
He don't want to come over here.
No.
Get some kind of excitement, just a little bit.
Unless you want to take an off season and just get yourself healthy or whatever. Stay in the gym.
Yeah, pretty much. And go to Onyx and showroom and
Can we get Keanu Reeves and the replacements on deck for the Texans? Somebody. They got heart.
Oh my gosh. You need somebody, man.
They just laying it down. I'm not gonna lie, that coach is very optimistic. That man was on the sidelines cheering and everything. He didn't care. I ain't gonna say he didn't care, but he's trying to make a good situation.
Yeah, that coach having a grand old time, like you said. Yeah, we down 30 points. He the only one over there still.
Yeah, he's the most. We're down 30 points. We ain't scored nothing. Yeah. We're gonna still make the playoffs.
Right.
We lost.
That's right. Cowboys have kept that attitude going for them. They was very optimistic. Now look at them. I ain't gonna say they're gonna go to the Super Bowl, but I'm just saying, like, you got to keep that hope alive, baby.
I'm gonna tell my dad. I'm gonna tell my dad.
Sean is like, cool story, bro. Sean's probably like, he probably on that sideline. You know that meme with where they just yeah, with that little kid in the yellow shirt. He's like,
Oh my gosh. Terrible.
It'll be interesting to know where he gonna go.
Yeah.
I just don't want his legacy, because I like Odell Beckham. I don't want his legacy to be just the catch. That's all he's known for, is the catch. The catch. So
yeah, hopefully you get everything situated, man. So so moving on. So the Astros, man. Let me go ahead and get the sad violin out. Get the sad violin out right there, because
fought the good fight.
You know, it's different when your team is in the World Series or in the finals or whatever, but you rarely see anybody post during the time they're playing. You know what I'm saying? People say, "Oh man, that was a good play," or "Oh man, come on, y'all, get back into it." I didn't see any of that when these games were being played. Boy, people was laser sharp focus, and we lost.
Yeah,
we lost.
It was. Come on, man, we ain't even hit. We ain't nothing. No home run, no nothing. I didn't worry about watching it after a while. I said, yeah, they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose. Because my life, I don't want too much stress in my life. In 2017, they stressed me out. 2015, they stressed me out. Remember that, Chris? I remember me and Chris was coming back from UPS, and we was on a Hardy Toll Road.
Oh yeah.
Carlos Beltran hit that home run.
The most dangerous stuff we ever did.
Yeah, boy, we was on Hardy Toll Road. Wasn't nobody on the road. Just
swinging on the Hardy. I'm talking about big swing, like 3 lane, 4 lanes.
Yeah. We was big swinging on Hardy Toll Road, man. I said, come on now. I didn't look back at it. And then I went to the parade. And then Chris, he went to the parade.
Yeah, in 17. I almost died for the Astros that year. But I always talk about it. Dehydrated and everything.
So I'm good. I'm good on the Astros. They very stressful team. They still my team nonetheless, but it's like Come on, man. Y'all gotta take care of some business, man. Damn, they get down 3-1.
Man, that'd have been a great comeback, though, man. That'd have been, man. But I keep telling people, my theory, I repeat, do not invite celebrities to do your intro or those song for the home team. Every time it's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
What you said last time, Mike, it was Steph Curry did the opening, the intro for the Panthers. Got on that big old gong.
Yeah, in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Who else?
I said the Philadelphia 76ers had Triple H come through and ring that bell with a sledgehammer with Joel Embiid. And what happened? They lost.
Yep.
Lost.
Yep. Jack Nicholson been in the Lakers. And they'll win every now and then, but they had a dry spell. And I guess that man stopped coming because they said he returned.
I wonder how Billy Crystal feel about them Clippers.
Ooh, shit. Spike Lee and the Knicks.
Yeah, he's still Spike Lee in there strong, bro.
Spike Lee in there hanging on. Man.
So. And what's the name? Slim Thug and them got together to make a theme music for the Texans playoff run.
And they lost.
We lost, man. We
lost.
Oh, man. And now Travis Scott did the intro for the Astros, try to get the crowd hype up. Now look what happened.
And they lost.
Not scored. Not one. Did you at least pinch the mother? No, you didn't do nothing.
Bro, I would have been satisfied if they would have lost 7-6.
Yeah.
It's like they didn't even show up, bro.
No.
I'm like, what the fuck? They even, who was hitting that ball?
Yeah, y'all just out there running.
We should have got the Sugarland Skeeters to get out there and play.
Well, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Just gonna catch the ball real quick and just throw it back. Did y'all do anything, man?
Nothing.
And then, not only that, my ultimate and favorite one is the reason why I have this theory. The ultimate one. If we go back, I don't know what year this was. This was a heavyweight fight. Everybody was ready. It was the American versus the Russian. We're gonna talk about this real quick. The American versus the Russian.
Yeah.
Living in America. James Brown did the entrance for Apollo Creed.
Mississippi. New Orleans. Living in America. Hey.
Oh, you don't. That's number one. And look what happened. Throw in the damn towel.
Yeah. That's what really started it, to be honest. If you honestly think about it, like honestly, there wasn't really no celebrities doing out there, and then boom, there you go. Like with the fights, they be having the rappers come in there and they bring the fighters in.
Mm.
Sometimes they get knocked out.
that kind of okay for those. Some of them probably could be a different story, but majority of the time. You had that big old entrance, had a rapper with you, you dab them up, you all hyped. You focus on the entrance. And you get in that ring, KO. Perfect.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is, man. I don't know. Just don't do no grand entrance. Just go out there, get focused on the game, ladies and gentlemen, and stay locked in, because God dog it, boy. Y'all messing up out there, entrance. Speaking of locked in, I'm glad these players don't play with us no more.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. Oh, we gotta talk. We gotta talk about this. I got to see it. James Harden and Russell Westbrook. This is gonna be a deduction.
Yeah.
Red flag all around, because y'all tripping. Now we seen. What you say, Mike?
No, I mean, sometimes you look back at it and be like, damn, why did they go? Damn. And you're like, you know what? God didn't make no mistakes. God don't make mistakes. You may not see why. You may not see why he did it. But later on, it's going to make sense.
Oh, my gosh, man.
I think I'm not going to be too hard on James. I think it's just, I am going to be hard on him. Nah, that was terrible. That play was terrible. The ball was going out of bounds. So he just like, young boy came up there like, oh, no, thank you.
I want to look at the press conference. Did Harden go to a press conference that day? Because I want to see, did they ask him about that? Because my goodness, man. I'm talking about
I don't know. I feel like he never changed his mindset of the scope of the team he's on now. Because he's in a team, more of a team setting where he's not the centerpiece no more.
Yeah, man.
You know, he's not KD's the centerpiece.
Yeah.
And it was funny because it was 2 back-to-back plays, I think. Or I don't know, it was 2 plays during that game where he did something where he was doing too much and the young rookie got him. Boom. And got the ball, scored again. And then they finally got the hold of the ball. He threw it to KD. KD hit that 3. Okay, then you see the next clip and Harden does something else similar. That's when he was running full speed or whatever. And then he just got tired of something and just looked at it and just started skipping. And I'm like, looking at it, I'm like, you gonna get the ball, homie, right there. He followed you. He grabbed the ball and went and dunked on it. And Harden, no effort to try to at least go run behind him and try to block it or anything. He just let it happen, man.
Man, and then Russell Westbrook and Skip Bayless, he done plugged in everybody's mind to call him Russell Westbrook. So it rolls off like that, and it's hard for you to say the man's name because when Shannon Sharp, shout out to Undisputed, I love Undisputed, #1 sports talk debating show. Shannon Sharp was like, yeah, Skip, and Russell Brook, because he didn't plug it in your mind for you to say Westbrook, but Russell Westbrook. What he did that night, man, Carmelo Anthony was like, and he just threw the ball. He went through 4 defenders, and the ball got punched out or something, and it jumped up in the air like 20 feet. And, man, come on, man.
Bro, him like,
man, come on. LeBron is like,
they may just go ahead and trade him. He young.
Yeah. But you know what's going to be the problem, and what the problem with all teams when they make that that trade, that big blockbuster trade, and everybody around them they're seeing it's like it's not going to work. The pride of that team is like, oh, it's going to work because we're going to make it work. You know what I'm saying? Same thing like with the Odell Beckham situation. It's a lot of people, some people that's probably saying that it wasn't going to work, but it's the pride of the team. You know, so I don't think they're gonna trade him because it's gonna look like a failure to everybody else by getting him. When everybody in the sports was like, man, that is not a good trade because he's not a traditional point guard. And I did not see it because he had Kevin Durant, then he had James Harden. And then it's like, okay, you don't really see his errors in his ways. And because triple doubles and this and that and the third, but like all the other sports analysts say, you can make triple doubles all you want. The man made 27 shots, but he made 23 attempts. So he was out there making 27 points, but he made 23 attempts.
Oh, more than that, dude.
That
nigga probably took like 30 shots or something. Like, dude, how many times you gonna shoot, man? Like, that's why when he was, because I already saw it, and that's why I was telling people. I'm like, no, man. Only thing Russ need to do is drive or assist. Don't let him do anything or play defense if he can. But you don't want Russ doing too much, man, because he just has his moments. And I'm like, no, just no. Then there was another play Russ did where he left his defender because he's so focused on the ball, and the other dude was just sitting back chilling. The homeboy, easy dunk. Boo! And I'm Russ.
I seen that. He was already, the guy was already he already had a defender on him. He just ran up there and got him. It's like, bro.
What are you doing?
I think he got a little bit, and shout out to all the people that got ADHD. I think he got a little bit of ADHD. I think we all
pass the ball. Oh, I'm gonna shoot. Shoot the ball. Oh, I'm gonna pass.
And trust me, I am not talking about nobody with ADHD because my son has it and I have it. Yeah. You know, you just gotta laugh at it and move on. But I think he does because that was an ADHD moment. Like You see the man with the ball, he just run up there to me.
Like, what are you doing?
It's a squirrel.
like Russ, where are you going right now? I'm trying to get the ball. The ball over there with the other dude that you're supposed to be guarding right now.
That man, he need to play football, bro. He just he in the wrong sport. He be so aggressive and mad, like to tell somebody ass up, like whoever get this ball gonna get their business. They gonna get...
Oh man, boy, I'll tell you, man. I can laugh at it because my team, they just rookies. Majority of them are rookies. So hey, we gonna get an ass whoop. Hey, I'll take it. I'll go on by my way.
I take the rookies right now. I ain't gonna lie.
My gosh, man. Oh man. All right, y'all. We about to go ahead and get into the critics' corner. We're gonna talk about The Harder They Fall, the Internals, Morbius trailer, Resident Evil trailer, so many trailers, so many movies, so little time. Winding down. So little time. Winding down towards the holidays. Y'all stay locked in. Just Acting Up Show. Hey, we are in the critics corner. What I want y'all to do is subscribe. Okay, I can't think of a freaking. I'm gonna get better with this stuff. I promise I am.
I want y'all to the page, hit the bell, like and share.
I'm just the bill. Oh my God. So I'll need y'all to go ahead and go to Joffrey's VIP room. That's where we go into more in-depth analysis. Wow, right there. Joffrey's VIP room. More in-depth analysis about TV shows, about movies, all that and more. Joffrey's VIP room. And plus we have discussions. We're going to have another discussion coming up real soon. We got to get through the event first. More on that later. But yeah, Joffrey's VIP room. Go ahead, like, share, comment, and subscribe. And like, share, comment, and subscribe for the Just Acting Up show. Since you're already watching, I mean, the simple is like right there. I mean, why not? You're here watching it. Go ahead and do that for your boys. So yes, indeed. Also want to give a congratulations out to Miss Aaliyah Rogers. We had her on the show not too long ago. Hey, Aaliyah.
That's Aaron Rodgers' cousin, by the way.
Yeah,
it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
It is? Like no, man. But yeah, shout out to you, Aaliyah. Many blessings and everything that you do. We appreciate you for coming through and talking to us on the Just Acting Up show. Maybe in the future we'll get you on again if your schedule allows it. But if not, we are already appreciative of you and what you do. Looking forward to Insecure. You got some other projects that you're about that you are on that comes out later on this year. So with Paula Patton on BET Plus.
Sacrifice.
Sacrifice.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, Sacrifice. Yeah. So she doing some good things, man. Happy for my friend, man. So yeah. Talk about the Insecure episode. We're recording this on Saturday, the day before the new episode aired. So put your thoughts in the comments below on her performance and everything else on the episode of Insecure. So let's go ahead and get into some of this stuff. Let's go ahead and get into this. We'll go ahead and talk about it. The Harder They Fall. We'll start off with that. We'll go with that. So yeah. 5 stars, 10 stars, whatever you got. Hey man, that movie was good.
It was good. I mean, from the opening scene, the first 2 scenes, I was like, I remember I texted the guys, I was like, yo, this movie is dope. I was like, and that's just the first scene. Second scene, I'm like, wait, second scene is even doper. And then like the rest of the movie is just like, it was crazy. It was crazy. It brought, I feel like it felt like a good Western movie, you know? Mm-hmm. But it's like, I don't know, it brought new life to the Westerns, you know? Mm-hmm. Soundtrack was excellent.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. It was good to see that because the Black Cowboys don't get enough of their their shine, mm-hmm. or even get recognized. We all know Tombstone. If you are movie buff, then you know Tombstone. And I'm saying that because I really don't know. I've seen bits and pieces of Tombstone, but I do know Val Kilmer did a great job playing Doc Holliday. I'm gonna have to watch that later on today, actually. But man, this back to this, the Holiday File. This was from beginning to the end. From beginning to the end, I enjoyed every bit of it. It's been a while since the movie had caught my attention, but they got my attention. Yes, sir. And I can't wait till they come out with something. Because there's a space for that. There's a real good space for that. Yeah. So
they set it up for a sequel. They definitely set it up for a sequel.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. My dad was a Western buff. Him and my uncles, they used to watch it because that was the thing back during the times. Like we talked about it before off show. Everybody had their era. Of course, the comic book era is here and now to stay. Then you had the scary movies. Then you had the teen movies, and now you had the sci-fi movies in the in the early late '80s and early '90s or whatever. And then you had the cowboy films. So yeah, man. And Tombstone, Mike, you mentioned that. That's one of the first Western I really saw and fell in love with. So it's like ingrained in here. The one with Val Kilmer and Kurt Russell. Yeah, y'all need to watch that one too. And that's the thing too, because I like this movie. I love this movie because they were talking about there are black cowboys out there, people that's in the Western, over 9,000 plus or whatever. I can't remember the number exactly, but they just haven't been shown on film.
Right.
And when you put our characters in that light, now you can see it, because people were saying, I don't black cowboy, I don't see all that, but then when you see it, if it's done right, oh yeah.
Yeah, it was produced by Jay-Z. He produced the movie.
Yeah. It was good.
Idris Elba killed it. He killed it. And I'm looking at the history of Rufus Buck. All the characters is real. The event is not didn't happen. It says it in the beginning of the movie. If you haven't watched it, watch it. But man, yeah, this guy was really there. It was a Rufus gang, Buck. That was a real thing back then. So, man, I enjoyed that movie. It was so good to see that.
Yeah, man. And I like that they said too, even though that these characters are real, like how you said, Mike, the story is pretty much it's fabricated, but it gives you the thoughts of like who these characters are, what they were about, and it pretty much is bridging the gap and bring you in to get to know these characters. And I know everybody was talking about Zazie Beetz, who is my future wife. She just doesn't know yet. That's my girl, man. So they were talking about she don't like no stagecoach Mary, and I understand people say representation does matter, and of course she doesn't look like her, but and that's a whole nother story. And that's what, if the director felt that she hit the nail on the head with the role, then it is what it is. But I understand people's frustration with it. But overall, the movie is still damn good. So yeah, need to watch that. Need to watch it.
It's like Django on steroids.
Yes. Thank you for Jane. Which is another movie that Leah was in. Shout out to Leah. So yeah, happy for her, man. So speaking of Zazie Beetz, so the small snippet of the Atlanta teaser trailer came out. And I've been waiting for Atlanta since the season 3, since season 2. It's just gotten better and better after each season. They all been gone for quite a bit, because not only because pandemic, but also because all of them are just been busy with everything. So, which is good. That's great. They're getting great roles, and I love that, because we need that. And I love seeing characters that we see on TV get bigger and better roles, especially people of our color.
Right. So, and and there was people are always trying to pit everybody against each other. Don't know why. Because there was I guess a debate going on over Atlanta and Lil Dicky's Dave on FX, and people were trying to compare the two, and he just had to come out and say, like, these are like two different shows. Even Lil Dicky was like, he gave him his props, but he's like, yeah, the shows are just two completely different. The two different approaches. They're not like the same. I don't know where people got the comparison from. I don't even see the comparison.
I really need to be educated on both the shows. I haven't seen Atlanta or Lil Dicky. So
Dave, yeah.
Yeah.
Dave.
Yeah,
Both great shows.
Dave. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So shout out to that cast and crew of Atlanta and Dave as well. 2 great shows. So y'all check those out before the season gets started. So we're gonna switch over into the Marvel news real quick. I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna go watch it tomorrow. The Eternals. Mike, you saw it, right? Mike is shaking his head. Let him know, Mike.
The Internals. How can I simplify this for you? You know, when you go to the liquor store and they tell you to go get champagne, but you go get it from Family Dollar, it just don't hit the same. But I will say this: it's a setup. It's a setup for more to come. It's bouncing all over the place. I have to go see it again, but not to go see it again and say, "Ooh, I will see it again. Ooh, it was good." I have to see it again to better understand it. But it is a setup that I can say. It is a setup. They have 2 major characters without letting anyone know too much, because my two co-hosts haven't seen it yet. So, but they setting them up, and then they setting for the future of Marvel. But my opinion, they're not the next Avengers. Stop that. Stop it. No, they're not that. Because the reason why I say that is because the Avengers, this backstory with the Avengers been going on for years. We know their backstories. And although Black Widow's backstory and Hawkeye's backstory is starting to reveal now, but the core cast, their backstories include, man, this been following on for years, and then boom, they come with the Avengers. And I don't know too much about the little girl in that Sprite. I don't know too much about Athena unless you follow the Greek mythology like I did, because I like Greek mythology. But not too much on Icarus. Icarus is a guy like Superman with the beams in his eyes. But it's not the Avengers. So people need to stop that comparison, because it's not that.
Based on the way you talk about it, I feel like it's like setting it up like how Captain America, that first one, it wasn't really all that, but it kind of just introduced him to the MCU and kind of set up what was to come with his character. And being that they about to go into the multiverse with everything, you know, getting all cosmic and stuff, this is probably just that setup to introduce the characters, because they're probably gonna play a big role later on in the multiverse stuff.
Yeah, it is. It's the multiverse with Kane, and I've been hearing hints. It's not confirmed or anything like that on the actual movie, so this is not a spoiler, but it's just rumors about Galacticus. But you know, if you put 2 and 2 together, and you know the in-depths of background of Captain Marvel, Fantastic Four, they deal with Galacticus. So you don't never know.
Right.
But it's like I said, it's a setup. So you got to go in it with an open mind. And me, honestly, I guess I didn't have an open mind to it. That's why I want to rewatch it again. But it's not the Avengers. I can tell you that off the top. No.
Gotcha. It's probably how they put so many characters into one film, because the movie is long. And the way how they did the Avengers, like how you said earlier, they gave them all their individual movies, then they brought them in. But I know with these characters, they couldn't get involved with other characters yet, from what they were saying. So I don't know. Maybe they could have probably did Disney Plus with this bad boy. Probably could. And
that's good. I didn't think about that.
They probably could, because
they probably could. Yeah.
If it's so many characters, I know these people are like, you know, superstars, and you know the scheduling is different, but they probably could have did Disney Plus and gave you different episodes, so that way you get the chance to know more about them than just putting boom all in front of your face.
Yeah, they kind of hit you with that DC, how DC did with the first Justice League.
Yeah, and it just
and then they had to say, well, wait a minute, let me show y'all what could have been, you know. But that part I didn't like. That's what I'm saying, to compare, because it's not really fair for the movie to compare them to the next Avengers.
Yeah.
It's not fair for that movie to breathe on its own without that comparison of Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, and all the Hulk. You can't do that because we don't know them. I'm sitting back and I'm like, her name is Sprite.
Yeah.
So what, she's named after a soda or something? It's like, you don't know, you don't know them. You're not familiar with them and the characters, not the actual actors, but the characters. So, but like I said, come in with an open mind. I think we just so used to Marvel just grand slamming, knocking it out the park every single time. So when you walk in, you see, okay, what the hell?
Who's this? I don't know you. Oh man. So speaking of more Marvel news, the Morbius trailer dropped, the second trailer. It looks good. It looks good. I wasn't really looking too much forward to it, but I'm like, I'll watch it. I'll check it out. So yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, Morbius looks good. Morbius looks good. And as well as I don't know if y'all really fully into Resident Evil, but they dropped the second trailer, and everybody was hard on the first trailer because people were saying that this looks like it was produced by the CW, and and I hope that the CGI holds up or does better when it starts. It's not, to me personally, I don't feel that it looks bad, but I'll say that the Leon character really doesn't look like Leon. He could have been more of a Carlos Oliveira character. That's just me personally. But it comes out November. It comes out later in November this year. I think November 24th, as well as so many things coming out on that day, I believe. You got Hawkeye coming out on Disney Plus. You got the Resident Evil. You have Swan Song with Mahershala Ali, and that's a great cast right there in Swan Song. If y'all not, that's gonna be on Apple TV. So, all those are coming out at the end of November, right before Thanksgiving. Get you ready for the green
family.
Yep.
Are you ready?
Yeah, man. So it's a lot of all that and more is coming out a day before greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, ham, turkey, you name it. Yeah. So.
And by the way, people, okay, we recording this show November the 6th.
Yes.
Tuesday, let me get my date correct. This show drops on the 9th, on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
It is not time for us to get into our mind. It's not yet.
No. I had a conversation with one of my church groups, and that was literally the conversation we had the other day. And we was about our Christmas. I was sending out my playlist. They sending out their playlist. We was like, in my mind, I'm ready. I'm already playing it.
I'm ready.
It's not yet, man. Not yet. My classmate had posted that, and she was like, she had a meme. She said, "Oh, I thought somebody said in my mind." No, this is just the filth. Man, Thanksgiving ain't even came yet, man. We still trying to plan out who gonna cook, who not gonna cook, who gonna come to the house, who not gonna come to the house, who house we going to. It's not yet, people.
Not yet. Well, as far as I'm gonna speak for my family, I love my family. I love y'all. Please get situated right now. Don't tell me nothing last minute saying, hey, you come over I don't, you know what? I'm about to go to Boston Market. I'm not playing. We gonna get to this later on.
Speaking of, there's a turkey shortage. There was reported a turkey shortage. Yeah.
Because of the turkey leg hood, they got like 500 turkeys.
They said there was a turkey shortage. Real talk.
Oh,
so I'm like, they already got a wing shortage.
Oh man, boy. We're gonna talk more about this later on. We're gonna get into this, Ruth. Oh yes, we got to.
Not yet, y'all. Not yet. God. No, not yet, man.
I already sent out the playlist. I'm jamming. Drew Hill put a good Christmas album out there a few years ago.
And shout out to Mariah Carey. That song is already #1. in the top 100. It's already number one, bro.
Ain't nobody gonna top her.
Ain't nobody gonna top her. From November to December, all the way to the beginning of January, and that song gonna be number one.
You know,
done.
And she set the format. That's why a lot of artists, like a lot of people don't know this, but a lot of your favorite artists, they have Christmas albums and Christmas music out there. And it's just because it's a way for them to, especially as singers, it's a way for them to immortalize themselves.
Man,
like
yeah.
music forever. So like her, from her to like I just talking about Drew Hill got music, to Neo, to Joe, like it's all your singers that anybody think of that you heard that was a singer, they have a Christmas album. And that's a way for them to immortalize themselves. Like Mariah Carey, she good for life because that song is always around this time of year. And she kind of, from the back in the day, Nat King Cole, The Temptations, everybody jams that every year. And that's how singers immortalize themselves,
Yeah. Same thing with TLC. Have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Not yet.
Not yet.
I was about to hit the.
Not yet.
I can put it in the edit. I can play some music.
Not yet. Oh man. Oh my gosh. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a special guest coming through. Y'all don't want to miss this. This is a big surprise to us. Stay locked in. Because he stay on the south side. Well, you'll get that more. Stay locked in. Just acting up. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a special guest up in here, Mr. Sultan. Southside TV show. What's up, brother?
What's going on? How's everybody doing?
We doing good, brother.
Pleasure to be here.
Man, pleasure and honor for coming through, man. So, hey, man, I see you repping the White Sox hat up there, brother.
I'm from the South Side of Chicago, man. I mean, in this last season we got ousted. It was painful, but the memory lives on within me. Plus, it's just one of my favorite hats.
Yeah.
This hat actually has been on many bike rides, many hikes, many plane rides. So it's just, I don't know, it's like my whoopee cushion, if you will.
Like your vintage right there. Like when you think of Sultan, he got that Sox cap, so I can point him out like that.
Yeah, easy. Yeah.
That's dope, man. Hey man,
we can't to the South Side, Yeah.
Yes, sir. We can't say nothing. Our Astros got our ass, so we can't say nothing. We can't speak on that right now.
We're in the same boat.
We're in the same boat. But not to get off a topic, but the Bears play somebody later on this afternoon.
I'll tell you this about the Bears, man.
How did I get that in there?
Oh, I love that. That's wonderful. I'll tell you this. I wish them success, but my expectations are the same they've been every year since 1985. We'll see what happens. So, I mean, we've been to the Super Bowl twice and called L's. Yeah.
So, yeah. It's all good.
Yeah.
You gotta roll with the punches, man.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
So, brother, go ahead and tell me about Southside. So, let's talk about first before we get into Southside. Mm-hmm. Tell us about yourself and how you got started in your career with writing and acting.
Okay, cool. Well, I used to do stand-up pretty heavy in the Midwest, and I always loved telling jokes, always being, clowning around with my friends and having a good time, being an entertainer, and that in my everyday normal life without it being seen by people. I just always had a drive to be like that and just have fun. Like my most important thing for me is laughter and company of individuals and creating laughter and making people and having a good time. So that's the vibration that I like to experience, send out, illuminate, all of that stuff. So I used to do stand up, and then my brother, as you know, him and Diallo, they were working in Hollywood and they were working on a couple shows, and I was talking to my brother, and all three of us sat down and had an idea, and then I pitched the idea to them. They liked it, and then we sat down and wrote together. So I took some writing from doing stand-up and transferred over to being able to write stories and put them in a format for TV. I had to learn that skill too. I had to put a lot of time and energy into that. By the way, kids, if you ever want to do television or do movies or anything, you better learn how to write. That English class is very important. And then from there, we wrote the what's it called? The treatment, and they pitched it to Comedy Central, and the rest is history. So that's kind of how it got started. Is like sitting down and realizing that, man, I have this skill. I want to do more. I want to do something different. And then just having the courage, because it takes a lot of courage to just say, all right, I'm gonna just go in this direction. I mean, I've lost jobs, I've lost other opportunities, things have been sacrificed, but in the end, it was all worth it because I'm able to do what I want to do, and I'm getting pretty good at it. So I you know, that's how it got started. It started from stand-up, started from being funny, it started from, you know, hanging with the friends and telling jokes and all that stuff. And boom, the rest just was, you know, it's also had a lot to do with relationships too. That's another thing. Like, relationships are important, whether they're the relationship you have with your family members or your friends or the people that you meet in your life as you travel. It's really important to be a good person, be a stand-up guy, if you will, and maintain good relationships, because you never know how those can help you down the road, you know. That's a fact. So that's really important for me to do, for anybody that's in this business. You got to have good relationships.
No, that's a fact. I can remember when I first came across Southside, and I was watched it, and I was like, the characters are so relatable. I like, man, I know somebody like that in my neighborhood. Like, I grew up with somebody that act just like the guy that what was the guy that was the rapper that's always trying to rap and think his stuff is the hottest.
Gratata guy with the white homie in the hood. Yeah.
Like, I know some people just like that. So I
man,
love how relatable the show is. Like, and even though it was from Chicago, it's like my neighborhood looks a lot like that. You know, more like that. And it was good to see a different side of Chicago than what we see on TV.
Absolutely, brother. You hit the nail on the head. Let me tell you, one of the things going into this project that were important to us, and was one, we wanted to make sure that it was grounded and that it was funny. Those are the primary things. But we weren't looking for like comics. When we went in the writing room, one of the first questions were, let's talk about the funniest person you know, not the funniest comedian that you like or your funniest actor. Who is the funniest person in your life that you know? And people were talking about a guy who was their trash man. Somebody was talking about a guy who was in the lunchroom at high school, and he would just hold court and it would be funny. So our drive was to get those type of characters and those type of people together and put them on a show. And obviously you just spoke to that. It worked. And it was important to harness their talents and their funny and put it into the show. So yeah, and then obviously being from the South Side of Chicago, as most of the writers on the show are, we were really able to tap into what it really is like on the South Side of Chicago. Still keeping it in the story, still making it entertaining, but it was a microcosm, a small piece of Chicago that you would never ever get to see, because everything else in the media depicts something else. Right. And what people don't really know is there are lots of funny, talented, good, hardworking, happy to be alive people on the South, just like every other community across the nation. It exists there too. So it's not all bad. And it was important for us to just like really bring that forth and focus on that element versus any other. It basically is all about the comedy. It's all about the funny for us. So that was our focus.
How about I know my favorite episode, well, one of my favorite episodes was with the Jordans, because I had a very I have personal experience with that myself. But what are your favorite episodes in season 1? What was like your favorite episode?
My favorite episode?
Yeah.
Well, I would say my favorite episode is the one I wrote, which was episode 7, which is them dancing when they were doing the Spades tournament. And the step, because it speaks to Chicago. Those things are synonymous to Chicago. So that's why that's my favorite. Not just because I wrote it, but I was really excited about being able to bring stepping to the world for people who don't know what that is in Chicago, as well as everybody plays spades. I don't care if you went to high school, college, you know, we know how to play spades. So
not me.
Not you?
Okay. Not me. I related to that episode.
Everybody except for this brother right here know how to play spades in America. So
I get killed every family function.
Well, hold on, but you understand the concepts of the game. You've been around it, right?
I've been around it. The books and everything is I have been around it. Trust me.
Okay,
But playing with experts, I'll get ran through now.
No, so will I. I mean,
get him off the table.
So will I. There's some extras out there, but you still participate. You still have the experience. You still play.
Right.
You sat down, you know,
Right,
talk to
right.
a couple honeys and be like, yeah, I can play line, but whatever.
Yeah, right.
Close enough. It works. That was that's one of my favorite episodes. Speaking to the Jordan episode, though, to get back to what you were talking about. See, in Michael Jordan, synonymous with Chicago because of the Bulls. So.
Right.
Before he became like this really huge thing, people in Chicago was loving him. I mean, I experienced all of the Bulls championship in the 90s. So I've had the epitome of NBA basketball. I've never had that experience ever again. And so that legacy of the Jordans in Chicago, Jordans in Chicago are almost like a status symbol is what I'm trying to say. Kids, parents, adults, everybody wears Jordan because we all love the Bulls, we all love Chicago. And for that episode to come out, and I believe the writer of that was Langston Kerman, very talented individual. That episode hit home for me too because that phenomenon of going crazy over Jordans has exploded across the nation. It was always like that in Chicago when they came out, but now it's exploded across the nation. So now we were like, yo, it's important to bring that out and bring that to the forefront. So you said you can relate to it. You must have either been online bidding or went to a store when they were dropping, or because there's all types of people in the line too when they're going to get those shoes.
I don't recall this bidding online, but I do remember in line. I do remember that.
Yeah.
And I remember it was we got Greenspoint Mall. Mall that, you know, when you go, you get them, you leave. That's his
Right.
last time.
Right.
You get them, you go.
Yeah.
And it was more like, hey, we only got this size 13 left. I'm a 13. Bring it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. And then now to my favorite moment in the whole season is when Goodnight threw that kid into the door. In that episode. So I have a favorite episode, but that's my favorite moment. I was like,
I hollered when he did it because it was just so random. Be like, oh, he just boom. Like, oh,
it was close. That was so good. You don't see that coming. I love that part. That's one of my favorite moments in the season, actually.
I loved it, man. So, quick question. So, tell me this. So, I know you say you start off with being on stage, stand up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember your first joke that you told and it was just a hit?
Ooh, that was so long ago. No, I can't say that I do remember my first joke because there's been so many in between. But I can tell you my first time I knew it was for me.
Yeah.
And I don't know what joke it was, but when I was on stage and you get the woolly. First of all, any comic who's doing any stand-up, they get butterflies in their stomach. You have to. If you don't get them, you're either dead or you don't care. And so it's how do you harness that energy? And that energy is, I can't describe it. It's just like, it's like when you're getting ready to, I don't know if any of you guys play sports, but when the tip-off's about to happen, or you wiping your shoes, or the kickoff's about to kick off, or somebody's getting ready to throw you a 90-mile-an-hour slider, whatever that is, you get that, you're like, all right, here we go.
Yeah.
That feeling is similar to that. But when I got on stage and I landed my first joke and I got the feedback from the crowd, that energy, that laughter, that like, oh, yo, I was hooked.
Yeah.
That was it. I found my home. It was a warm sensation that went over my entire body. And I was just like, yo, I can do this forever. I really could. So I felt like, I don't remember the first joke, but I do remember the feeling. And I kept that feeling going. And I would crave it. I would want to, that's why when a comic bombs, when they do just horribly, and you wonder like, why would you keep doing this? Why would you keep doing that? Why you were the worst thing ever in comedy tonight. Like, why are you coming back? Are you gonna try the same jokes again? You are completely shit water, my friend. I want you to know that. And then you're like, you hear that, you get the negative feedback, and then you're like, fuck it, I'm going back up. Because you know what? It's that energy, it's that hunger, it's that drive. And then plus, stand-up comics are somewhat psychotic. They're just like, they take abuse. They just go up there and they just like, whatever happens, happens. And then after a while, you become Teflon. And it starts out bumpy, but after you get good, those what are they called? When you bomb, those bomb, you may, depending on how much effort you put in the beginning and how much time you put into your work, the bombs are less frequent or they don't happen at all. But any good comic needs to bomb to become a better comic. That's just the facts of life. Like you gotta miss a few layups to be able to get it in there right. You gotta miss a few jumpers to start getting wet. So it's just like, you know, it's the same thing. But it's something that I continuously craved. I would think about it when I was at work. I would think about like, damn, I blew that last night, but let me see if they got any openings tonight. Oh, they do. I'll be there at 9:30, and I just go. And then you learn from your mistakes, man. And it's the same thing when it comes to writing and acting and anything else in life. If you're afraid of failing, if you're afraid of learning from your mistakes, then you're not going to be successful. You're supposed to lean into those things. You're supposed to embrace them and make you bigger and stronger and better. And so for comics, for me, when I bombed, I've done it several times, and sometimes I just sat on stage where I was like, yeah, this is exactly how I did not plan for this to go. But we're here, everybody. We're here. You're looking at me, I'm looking at you, and we're both figuring out what the hell is going on. So yeah, man, it's just it's a hunger. It's something that you just crave and crave. And that is transferable to acting and writing professionally. I mean, I have several projects that I'm working on right now that I'm thinking about, even as we talk. I just thought about a new character name as we're sitting here talking. So you can't help it. It just gets in you.
Same here. Like I was just telling Chris and Mike when me and Chris was on a podcast a couple of days ago, it was so many people on there, and so like I'm just plugging and just pulling something from air like this. Like I don't know what, I just wrote down some random stuff. Like a guy was on the Zoom and he got out of his car, started arguing with a cat on the roof of his car. I'm like, you make a crazy cat guy or something like that, like from The Simpsons or something like that. Or like a guy was talking about how he threw a grape at a kid that mean mug him. I'm saying, okay, let me take this nemesis or something like that with a kid and a homeless man. So you're right, it's just always something coming to you.
He threw a grape at a kid. I approve that, actually. Go ahead, do that. I approve that.
It was something silly, talking about like he was in the store and he was talking about the kid was like mean mugging him because he wanted a grape and kid asked for a grape and the mom told him no, and he saw the kid on the same aisle, so that same grape the kid asked for, he took the grape and hit the kid in the head.
That's
I was like, dude, you were petty, right?
There are petty grown-ups. We need to acknowledge that. There are some petty grown-ups. Yes,
we
there
can
are.
be.
Yeah,
we can be. Oh my gosh.
Oh man. So as far as, is there any funny stories you can tell us from on set of Southside?
Oh man. I mean, outside of what you see on the show, are you talking about behind the scenes?
Behind the scenes.
Oh, I mean, it's tons of them. Like, I don't know if you know the twins, Kareem and Quincy, that are on the show. I went to high school with those guys. Those are really, really good friends of mine. And so when we're sitting on set, it's, for lack of a better term, it's shit talking all day long between us. So, you know, I could tell you about this one time we was on set. I don't know if this is funny necessarily, that it's just set life and things that happen, but sometimes when you're on set and you're with your guys and you're hanging out, you're talking and you're being funny, sometimes you forget, because you're really not supposed to be talking. You're supposed to be really quiet because they're recording, they're filming. And it doesn't look good when the DP has to come and tell you to shut up because you're laughing and having a good time while they're filming. And then everybody looks at you and you're just like, yeah, that was me. I'm gonna be quiet now. So there are tons of like funny things that have little quirky things, whether it's working with some of the grips or someone from lighting. You know, you make all these relationships, but I don't have a unique story outside of, the only thing I can say that you guys probably will never see and didn't get to see, but there was, in season 1, there was a scene where we went to a house and there was a strip party in there. Do you guys remember that?
I remember that.
Yeah.
Remember that part? Okay. That scene is actually like 20 minutes. I don't know. It was long. We had a whole bunch and you only got like maybe 15 seconds of it. That scene had all kind of stuff in it that was really, really funny. So I guess I'm saying that to say that you missed out. Sorry. And and I hopefully one day they do like a bootlegs and B-sides for Southside and just put everything that was left on the cut floor, all the jokes, all the other scenes and stuff. Hopefully they do something with that and put that out. You will be very, very pleased.
You know, one thing
extra ignorance.
One thing I love about the show is that it's just you can really tell like you all have that chemistry. It's a great chemistry and it comes across good on camera. And you can tell, like, you know, like you said, with your friends from high school and your brother, and it's just like it's like when you brought your people with you, like it's like your people really with you, and to be doing that together, I'm like, man, that's awesome.
It's I think we're fortunate in that respect because the twins, as well as Chandra, as well as Bashir and myself, We all bring something uniquely different to the table, but it gels so well. And you can't, that's not something that you can plan for. It either works or it doesn't. And so I just think our show is benefiting from that, but also just blessed to have that because, you know, I already know how the interaction between myself and the twins are just in an everyday. But being able to capture that on film, you guys are getting just a small snippet of just like the hilarity. Those guys are really, really funny. So yeah, it's a blessing for our show to be able to. And then some of the other characters that come in, they come in seamlessly. And then, you know, you got to give a lot of work to a lot of work. That don't make sense. A lot of credit to the executive producers, you know, Bashir Diallo and Michael Blyden, the director, because these guys really have an eye, an ear, and a vision for comedy. And I think they actually help push us and help take it to other levels. So it is a complete team effort, but the chemistry is something that, you know, we just happen to, it just works. It just works. You can't plan for that.
Awesome. What to expect for season 2? Because I could just imagine. Because season 1 had me like dying laughing every single episode. I even was laughing when I wasn't watching it. From what I saw just a couple of minutes ago, it was very hilarious. So I'm just waiting and anticipating on what season 2 is going to bring.
Well, I could tell you this: season 2 is going to bring you more funny to a higher level. It's definitely going to bring you some unique and different stories. You get to see many different parts of Chicago that were not in season 1. Here's some comments that I've heard from some of the people who've been working on it. One of the comments was, "This is better than season 1."
Oh.
And that's from somebody who's working like in the editing room, in the editing bay. Another comment that I heard was, "You guys need to get your tuxedos ready because you guys might win an Emmy." Like, and they were joking around, but it's on that level. I would love that, by the way. Anybody listening from the Emmys, hook us up. That'd be great. Choose us. But it was, and then like, you know, those are some comments that I heard. But you can expect, like I said, really good stories. I think it's important. One of the things that we do in the one of the things that we do in the writing room is make sure that our comedy is wrapped around good stories. And you're gonna get 10 great stories because it's gonna be 10 episodes this season. It's going to be hilarious. We're going to take you places you didn't expect to go. You're going to see parts of Chicago you didn't expect to see. And we got some jokes in there that, and I don't know if you guys noticed this about us, but in our trailers, those aren't the funniest jokes in our shows. It's just the jokes for the trailer. So a lot of times people use their trailer as their, not a lot of times, but I have seen in the past where you watch a trailer and you get hooked and you watch the whole show and you're like, oh man, the funniest thing was in the trailer. That's not the case here. There are going to be some more stunts this season. How about that?
Okay.
So, you know, we get more. Our show is a very physical show, and we take it up a notch this season. It's going to be some. How can I put this? Some refined ignorance.
Okay.
There you go. It's going to be really, really ignorant and fun.
I like how you said refined ignorance. I'm going to start using that, man.
Yeah, it's refined ignorance. Yeah. You'd be like, that's ignorant as hell, but that was well. They pulled it. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's good.
So, that time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man, that is classic, man. So I was thinking about, you know, your projects you got. You got 44 Lane that you're working on as well.
Lane 44.
Lane 44.
Yes.
Lane 4. Thank you for correcting me.
Oh, no problem.
Lane 44, and I think that's awesome, beautiful thing that you're doing as well too, man.
Thank you.
You helping out the kids, you bringing in others to learn from you yourself. Yeah,
yes,
that's beautiful. I love that, man. I love that.
Thank you very much. Lane 44 is important to me. It's dear to my heart. Because and let me tell you the story behind it. When I was filming season 1, we were actually on location on the south side of Chicago. And so if you know anything about people from Chicago, they will come up and talk to you like you've been knowing them their whole life and they're not ashamed about it. So a lot of kids would ride up and come and talk to me and they would be like, you know, what are y'all doing? Are y'all here shooting this? Is this a commercial? They asked me about everything else except for what we were doing. And in those moments where I'm sitting in the chair, just having these small conversations in their neighborhood, on their block, in front of their house, I thought to myself, I said, man, dude, wouldn't it be nice for these children or this community to be able to participate in this industry or learn about this industry from people who look like them and who are in it. And boom, that's when the light bulb went off. And I I started working with an old college friend, Debbie Holstein. She is the director of Lane 44, and I work with her. She's helped me get it started. And you know, that's what got it going. And now what we're doing is throwing this out there. We have a GoFundMe because you have to do it in stages, and we have to raise money so that we can take it to the next level and make the project even bigger. So right now we're still doing small things with the youth and working on smaller projects, but ultimately what we want to get to is get to that feature and get them on that feature and get them behind the scenes and really get them to do it. Yeah, that's still in the process. But you know, again, that's where we are right now. Is we're trying to raise capital so that we can continue to push that forward. And I do have that link, and I will send it to. I will have somebody send it. So I don't know if you guys can provide that when this interview comes out or what have you. But it's lane44.org, and yeah, that's that. It's it means a lot to me. It touches it pulls on my heartstrings, if you will, because I can just think about how much laughter the show provides just for people who I don't even know, right? Like somebody's like, one time I got an email from, not an email, but an Instagram message from somebody. He was like, yo, I'm having a bad time right now. I'm actually at a funeral and I just happened to be on you guys up on the show. And I happened to see your show. I thought I'd give it a chance because I wanted to laugh. And he's like, I'm hooked. I love it. And it really helped me out in that time. I don't know this guy from Adam, but I had an effect on his life. We had an effect on his life that was so positive that he felt the need to find me, reach out and let me know about it. So that's the kind of energy that I want to continue to develop in those ways throughout the world as it relates to either Lane 44 or Southside season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Infinity, whatever. But that's the level of the vibration that, you know, I feel like I'm here to provide and push forward. So that's my stick.
I love it. I love it.
That's dope, man. And that's what I love about it, because just like you were saying with Chicago, and same thing here with Houston, it's like we have the talent here, but you know, because like me, myself, Mike, Chris, of course, you know, we've been on stage, we've been on some films this year and everything, and not everybody knows, but Houston is like right there. And that's what's so beautiful about Chicago. Chi-Town, they always, every time, I know Diallo was preaching this last time, he was saying that you guys, you, Bashir, y'all always see people talking about Chicago, nobody want to go there. But you're showing that comedic side. You're like, wait, these guys are pretty funny, and what goes on, it's not always bad. That's and same thing with here with Houston. It's like people think when they come to Houston, they're going to automatically see tumbleweeds and cowboys and all that. I'm like, no, we actually have.
I do enjoy a good rodeo now.
I'm not gonna lie. When the rodeo do come,
I think it's important. We appreciate the South, and we appreciate everything in Texas, as well as my cousin lives. Actually, one of the characters on the show lives in Houston. The one who's plays Aaron, who's doing the taxes in season 1 with the 2 collars. He lives in Houston, so that's my cousin. Like, yo, I got a whole lot of family in Houston, actually. I've been down there many times. So I'm very familiar with the area, and I'm very familiar with the food. And that's one of my favorite things that I remember about Houston, as well as like you talk about rodeos. I've been to a couple in Houston. Yeah. So yeah, they're fun. Like,
did you get suited and booted? Did you get the cowboy boots and the hat and everything? Did you?
No, I didn't get the cowboy boots and the hat. I still look like somebody from Chicago. However, I was so out of place. However, I tell you this about what I learned about Texans. They're very friendly and loving and warm people. And I'm talking about all across the board. I ain't talking about just black or just white. I'm talking about the Mexicans. I'm talking about everybody that I come across. They have a genuine care for each other that it's kind of missing in other places. And it's one of those places I go to and I feel like I can just ask anybody anything and they'll help me out and they'll be cool and kind. The same way I am in Chicago, just it's that same vibe. So, you know, I really enjoy Texas. I really enjoy Houston particularly as well.
Yeah, man. You're right about that Southern hospitality, man.
Yes.
I was just telling Chris and this other group that we're in, where when it was raining pretty bad, like I think a couple weeks ago, and when I'm at work, I'm sitting there driving around trying to deliver packages or whatever, and I see this one person that was like laid out on the ground, pouring down raining, man. And I'm pretty sure these people don't know this person, but they just had their umbrellas out and they're just shielding that person that was laid out on the ground. and you see the ambulance, the police pull up, and from what it looked like, I guess somebody had to call.
Right.
But it was just dope, and to see that everybody had umbrellas out covering that one person, and shielding, and just that little random act of kindness, man, and that does so much for us, man. Just seeing
I'm finding more and more in my life as I go through it that, you know, the things I see on TV or social media, all of the, how can I put it, all of the negative side of mankind, excuse me, all of the negative things that are attributed to mankind don't really play in the real world as much. Like I find more kindness, I find more love, I find more humor in the everyday. Like I can see something funny, look at a stranger and smile. They'll see that, smile, and then we have a connection. Yeah. Like that happens more than anything. So like, to your point, yes, I'm seeing more and more of that. And I think we're, I don't know how to quantify this, but I think we're, as human beings, we're going through something that's changing us in a way that we're getting back to a sense of our humanity. Like it matters to me what happens to you. It matters to me what happens to people in a far off land that I don't know. I may not be able to physically do anything, but I'm empathetic and I care. And I'll do a little bit of research to figure out how that happened and so on and so forth. So it's not just like me, mine, and I'm greedy. And there's at least I know within myself there's a shift. And I'm assuming that it's not just me. I'm assuming that it's others as well. So
right. Now I hear you said talk about the food in Houston.
Mhm.
What are the best places to eat in Chicago besides pizza?
Well, that's it. The interview is over, sir. You have offended me in so many ways. I'm just kidding. Well, I'm gonna start with pizza because you asked. Italian Fiesta, Giordano's are great places to eat pizza. Where can I go? I'm trying to think. What do I want to go? Fish. You got J&J Fish. Okay. You got what is it? Harold's Chicken. Have y'all heard of that?
Yeah,
y'all had it on the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you get there, when you get there, now here's the thing about Harold's Chicken. They're all not equally yoked. In other words, they're all not the same. So the best one that I like is on 87th and Vincennes. And what you want to do is go in there and get you 5 wings, hot and mild, salt and pepper, fried hot. That's what you want. Let's see where else. I mean, they got a lot of new places that are more vegan friendly, if you will. So I don't necessarily know the names of those off the back, but I would say, you know, coming from the Southside, you got J&J Fish, you got, like I said, Harold's Chicken, you got Doc's Fish. If you've ever been there, their fish is bomb. There's a spot around my mom's house, and the name escapes me right now, but all he sells is shrimp. So that's not helpful to anyone watching this right now. And my mother's gonna kill me when she says, like, how did you not remember? It's Gulf Shrimp is what it's called, it's the actual name. And so yeah, those are some really good places to go get some food. I would, and then there are a bunch of like breakfast places are really good too in Chicago. Like we did an episode, there's this place called Daly's. It's on 67th and Cottage Grove, I believe it is. Great breakfast place. Used to go there with my grandmother and my mom when I was younger. We actually filmed in season 2 at that restaurant. There's a scene there having to do with steaks. You'll see it. But yeah, those are some great places that you can go and get some food. Nice. Excluding the pizza, sir. Yeah. Mr. Michael.
Thank you.
Michael doesn't like pizza, everybody.
All play space.
We're going to have to check some things here for verification on this brother. I don't know.
I just need to know where to get the meatballs from season 1 at.
Oh. Hey, man. All right. That idea came in the writing room because I don't know if you've ever been to IKEA, but when you go to IKEA, they give you food and stuff. So they don't exist in the real world. They're just those meatballs do not exist. But you know, if they did, you probably would want to put some mild sauce on them anyway because they didn't, you know, whatever.
Gotcha. Oh my gosh. And y'all making my supervisor at my job proud because I told him about y'all show. And he's from Chicago. Yeah, he's from Chicago.
Okay.
And so when you said Harold's, he said, that's I told y'all about that. Like, yeah, you did.
He signed off. Yeah.
Yeah. So y'all making him proud. He loves the show, by the way, too.
Oh, I love that. Tell him I said what's up, and I appreciate his support, just like everybody else's support. That means a lot, man. I can't tell you know, when you start this journey, when I started this journey, you know, I didn't know what to expect. But there are moments when stories like you just told me, or when I meet somebody somewhere who's like, "Hey, are you Simon?" And I'll be like, "I am." They'll be like, "Oh my God, I love the show." And I'm like, "All right, cool." Because you got to get used to that. Like when people first started watching the show, and I would see people stare at me sometime, I'm just like thinking to myself, then I thought about it. I was like, "Oh wait a minute." I go, "Hey, how's it going?" He's like, "Aren't you on the show?" I was like, "Yeah." I say, "I'm glad I didn't knuck up or say anything because I would have probably got my ass." But that's a whole nother story. But yeah, man, like you ask anybody from Chicago, like people from Chicago are very protective of Chicago, and they don't play that fake stuff. So if you're not authentic, if it ain't real, they're gonna let you know right away. And when somebody from Chicago signs off on the show and they be like, "Yeah, y'all using the right language, y'all, I know what that is. I've been there." I'm loving it because we really went through those extra steps to make it grounded and authentic to our city. Like we really wanted to highlight our city and highlight the comedy in it. And so for you to say that your supervisor loves it and signs off, I'll tell him, I said, "Yes, sir. We do the same thing in season 2. Appreciate that support.
Man, we appreciate y'all for putting out that good comedy and bringing more laughter into the world because we need that.
Yes.
We need most definitely.
Thank you very much. That's a huge compliment.
Yeah, man. So a few more things we're gonna get you out of here because I know you busy. So cancel culture, man. How do you, when y'all in the writer's room?
Yes.
And of course there's a certain line, and we spoke to Diallo about it. How do you know when do you really know when you're going over that line of what you should not cross? Or
Absolutely.
I mean, we all know. Sometimes, like,
absolutely.
Sometimes, man. Some comedians, they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do this." Then they put out stage like, "I don't think I should have said that." So
I mean, that's a very tough question. First of all, does cancel culture exist? Yes, no, maybe. You have people say it doesn't exist. You have people say it does. I can personally say I've seen people's careers take a nosedive based on things they've said. So for me, it's like, I don't want to go down that path. I learn from other people's mistakes. But in the writing room, I think we're true to what comes. If something comes across that first of all, you got to realize there are lawyers at the networks that are going to come back and be like, no, yes, maybe.
Right.
So you have that safety net. But then there's also like your internal compass where you're just like, nah, maybe that's too far. Or that's funny as hell. Let's see if we can get away with it. But it all depends on context and how you do things, man. Like, again, comedy doesn't fit in the box. It just doesn't. What's funny to one person can be offensive to the next. So then you go, do I not do my comedy because I'm offending one person and 75 people are laughing? Like, you got to pick and choose your battles. So for me, like, when I'm in the writing room, I want to produce the funniest thing I can possibly can. And if it comes up against any, conflict or any protest, anything like that, then so be it. We'll deal with that there. But I think in the spirit of being true to comedy, I don't write with that in my mind. Like, I just write to the funny and to the story. And that's my focus. And if it comes back, like I said, if it comes back where it's an issue or something, then, but then again, like, I feel like my comedy, my funny is mine. Yeah. It's how I see the world. It's my perception. And if I start filtering that through potentially maybe somebody else's eyes or ears or something, then I'm not being true to self. And so with that, I'm not saying I don't have a sense of respect or honor for anybody else's culture or any other things, but I do stay in my lane. I know my lane very well, and my lane is funny. And that's what I do. So I don't really consider it when I'm writing or even when I'm acting. It's what we're doing. It's what we put. It's what got approved. This is what we're doing. And it takes a group of people. Plus, there are a lot of things that have happened in the writing room where definitely could not go on TV. But like, that makes me feel awkward. Come on, guys. But and I'm a silly dude. I can put up with a whole bunch of stuff. But it's just the idea that, like, I think for any writer, any actor, any performer, you got to be true to self first. Yeah. And if you're not true to self, then why are you doing it? Right. You're gonna always have critics. Let me tell you, there's somebody right now who's like, I fucking hate Southside. I hate that goddamn show. I hate everything about it. Yeah. I wish they would all just go away. There is someone that exists like that. Right. Do I care? No.
Yeah. My last question here is, how close or how far apart are Simon and Sultan?
Very far apart. Simon is a mild version of me in real life. He's like mild, he's turned down. Like, so I would say that, you know, he is who I am as a person is a lot more spiritual. I'm more into the earth and I'm not big into financial gain as much as he is. I'm not about the almighty dollar as much as he is. Those things have their place, but that character is all about the bread, point blank period. And now the thing that we do share is the similar genius when it comes to being able to spot a business, an idea, the spirit of entrepreneurism. That is something that we do share in real life. But outside of that, like all the baby mamas and all that other stuff, that's not me. But that is people that I know. Those are guys, I know guys like that in my neighborhood. And I'm not judging it. I'm just saying, like, that was important. That element of him having multiple children with multiple women and still being productive and still being responsible, those guys exist. Right. And they're not all bad. And we need to be able to like embrace them as well. So because, you know, for the most part, single dads or men who have multiple women, they usually get multiple children by multiple women. They get a bad rep, like they just deadbeat and they just out here doing, you know, there are particular situations to why everything happens. And I think that it's important to show that character in that light, that yeah, he's made some mistakes in the past. He's done some things. And if he would have made different decisions, he would have a different outcome. But the reality behind it is he made those decisions. He still exists and he's still trying to do the best he can with what he has to work with. And that's a lot of brothers, especially where I'm from. Like I know a cat that's got like 17 kids.
Ooh,
seven with 16 different women.
Boy, it was busy, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm like, I can't do that. That's a lot of work, bro. but he also has 2 jobs and a side hustle. Like that's his real. And I'm like, yeah, you set yourself up to be working like that for the next, I don't know, 300 years. But that's what you chose. So you know, that's a lot of our characters. A lot of the qualities of our characters come from real life and real people and people that we know. Like we talk about that in the writing room. What are some of the things about this character that needs to be part of the show and part of him? And that's one of them for Simon. It's one of those things that he deals with. So yeah, and he's passionate about his kids. He loves his kids. That's just the way it is. And he loves women too. So obviously, you know.
Yes, sir. Man, so who was your favorite guest star on the show from season 1? You don't got to tell us about season 2. But
favorite guest star from season 1? Let me think. Little Rel was fun to work with.
He seems fun to work with.
He was fun to work with. Little Rel was fun to work with, man. That dude, let me tell you something. That dude is a comedic genius. Dude's funny, man. Wow. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. The dude is funny, man. Like I don't know if you ever watched his stand-up, but the guy is very talented. He's very funny, and he's professional when it comes down to when the camera come on, he's there. So yeah, that was really fun to work with him.
Man, shout out to Lil Rel, man.
Yeah,
everybody on the cast.
Yeah, he was fun to work with.
Yeah, man. So we're gonna wrap it up. Mike, you got any other questions before we wrap up, brother?
No, when I visit Chicago, I'm good, right?
Yeah, you good.
I'm good. All right,
just hit me on my pager.
Yeah, I got you. We're gonna eat pizza. You're gonna teach me how to play spades. All right.
No pizza for you, brother. You already put it up. Hey guys, everybody out there, when Michael comes to Chicago, 0 pizza for this guy.
Oh man. So man, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you again. Little thing I'll share with you before we wrap it up, man. I just want to tell you thank you because it was one of the interviews I watched, and you was talking about writing, and you were saying that, you know, don't hold back when you're writing something because you'll be pretty much holding yourself back from your creative process and what you put on the paper.
Yes.
And I'm writing something right now as well, and also acting as well. And you saying that, I was like, you know what, you right. And so like after that, I just start going ham in what I'm creating.
There you go.
I always go like whenever I'm on stage, I'm like, nah, I'm giving you everything. And I just want to tell you, as far as, you know, writing and how, you know, relate to my act, I just want to tell you thank you, man, for saying that, because that helped me out right there. So man, thank you, appreciate it. Because I'm always thinking about like, man, I have no money, so I'm like, I don't know what we can do. but I'll put out what I think we can do. But once you said that, I'm like, you know what? You know, Sultan said, you know, do that, because when you present it to somebody, like a major company or whatever,
Yeah.
they put all that in there to try to get signed or get something out of it. So thank you, brother, for that. Man.
You're very welcome. And I'd like to even add on to that, like, you're very welcome for that. I'm glad that those words found you and were helpful. And I'll tell you this, man, like everything that you desire and what I'll use myself, everything that I've desired and everything that I wanted to accomplish, it came from within inside of me. There was nothing out there that I could tangibly grab and say, this is going to do it. I had to have the will on the inside. And that speaks specifically to writing in the creative process. Man, you got to write like nobody's watching, because guess what? Nobody is watching. And it's those individuals who take that time and the discipline to sit down and scribe it out and show someone else and have the courage, because it takes a lot of courage to share your writing with other people. It takes a lot of courage to sit down and do it. It takes courage to not watch the game and spend time working on your craft. And writing is a craft that you can never master. You can only get better at it over time. You'll never master it because it continuously changes. And that's my opinion. Somebody else may say something different, but that's just my experience. And because I'm learning a new word every day, a new way to write something every day, a new way to enter a script or a scene every time I write. And I didn't know it before. I'm just gonna be sure I didn't know. So, but yeah, always, man, give it your all. And then here's the other thing. Like, this is a tip that someone told me once. It's like, you know, when you've become a better writer, when you're very comfortable with deleting things you've written. Mm-hmm. That's when you know you're progressing, because you know it's coming from a good place and you can continuously do it. And you're not like, everything I write is amazing, because everything you write is not going to be amazing. Everything I write is not going to be amazing. I know that. However, you keep at it, and you. My favorite part about writing is the revising. I enjoy that more than anything, because I've already laid the foundation. Now I get to go back in there and pull this out, put that in, change this idea, switch this around. Oh, now it's even funnier. Love it. So I would encourage everybody who aspires to write every day. I don't care if you're writing 5 seconds. I don't care if you're writing 5 hours. Write every day, because that is the discipline it takes to actually get something off the ground and go somewhere. And then there's a book. I don't know if you're trying to write TV shows or movies or whatever, but there's a book called How to Write the Killer Treatment by Michael Halpern.
I heard about that.
You should get that book. It should be in your library. And that book came out, like, I think in the 70s. And they still use it today, because it helps you organize your thoughts before you even start writing your story. It helps you lay it out. It helps you get that treatment together. So that would be I recommend that to anybody. If you're going to be serious about it, get that book, put it in your library, read it, refer to it all the time, especially when you're trying to get structured writing, because that's the other thing. It's like, it's one thing to write, but it's another thing when you don't know how to write in structure. And that's what cancels a lot of people out, is they don't understand the format and the structure and how to present it and the channels to do it. Once you figure that out, think about this. How many online streaming online services are there now today compared to 10 years ago, right? And all of those services need writers. They need content. They need shows. So your chances of being successful writing a successful show have exponentially increased. Now, what do you have to do to get that? Is you have to increase your knowledge and increase your structure and increase your writing so it can meet that demand. Because it's there for the taking. You just got to produce.
Right.
Yeah. So
appreciate it.
Keep at it. Don't stop, man. I look forward to seeing you at the top of the mountain.
Man, I'll be right there joining you, brother. All of us.
It's more than one way to the top.
Yes, sir.
One way to the top.
Man, appreciate it.
I think I like what you guys are doing. I think I hope I encourage you, as well as others encourage you, to keep going, because 2 years from now, you're going to look back at where you are right now, and y'all going to be in a big ass studio somewhere with all kind of paid. So just stay to it. Don't leave the path, man. Keep it going. Keep it going. That's my words to you.
Man, I appreciate
it, man. Thank you.
Appreciate that. Many blessings to you and your family and everything y'all do. Mm-hmm. I already know season 2 gonna be dope, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'm binge watching. I see how big your eyes get, like man.
It's so many things I can't tell you, but I can't wait for you to see, man. Yo, hit me up on Instagram after you watch anything and be like, yo, what the? I hit you back. You know, I'm very communicative on that. It's social media.
Yeah, man. Most definitely, bro. If you need a random extra bald-headed man, only
we got plenty of those, but yeah, we're gonna fit another. Let's get another milk dud in here.
Get another one in there.
Get another milk dud. All right, you got milk duds. Okay, cool. Yeah, absolutely.
Once again, brother, thank you. You have a great and blessed day, man.
You too.
Be safe out
It's
there.
been a pleasure, man, and I wish you guys nothing but success. See you at the top.
Yes.
Likewise. See you there, man.
Hi, everybody out there in TV land or internet land or whatever. What land are we in? I don't know. I'm Sultan Salahuddin. I'm a co-creator and writer for Southside. Season 2 will be here November 11th. That's in a few days, according to the calendar that I'm looking at right now. Yeah, it'll be here in about 5 days. And I am genuinely excited for you all to see everything that we have. And here's the trailer.
Hello? Simon James Incorporated, Simon James CEO speaking. What's our first hospital ride? Somebody's hurt? Yes. $80 plus gas. We'll be there fast like we're about to smash. Okay, so we need some help. I can see that now.
Yeah, you might be right.
It's a scorcher out there, Chicagoland.
All right, what temperature y'all want?
Well, let me speak for everybody. 75.
Hurry up.
This is fake.
Congratulations, Picasso. You just discovered our new line of placebo thermostats. Gives employees the illusion of control.
Goodnight here is holding auditions for the policeman's chorus.
I guess the best way to put it would be, oh, come on, who's ready to sing now? Ooh.
Brother, what's your name?
J-Mo?
What are you, 47 years old?
29 years old.
No, you see what's happening here? Blacks are starting to crack.
Money, money, make money, money, money.
The life of a foot model is cruel and unusual.
Those toes.
Money, money, make money, money, money.
At times I do miss it. You age out of it. Furniture is forever.
Sorry about that. Didn't mean to start a Yarmageddon. I have not been sleeping well.
Have you tried a weighted blanket? It's like 2 dudes holding you down while you sleep. Stacy, blink once if you're in trouble. Blink 3 times if you're just a freak.
God is so good because he anoints leaders.
Oh, shit!
I'm waiting to bend them stop.
If I die, tell your mom she's wasting her talent at the post office.
What?
Sitting behind the desk with all that ass.
You got a concussion?
Everybody needs to listen up. There's a tornado bearing down on us. So what I need is for everybody to go up against the windows. You're about to see some shit.
Now get away from the windows! Let's go! There's a tornado coming! What are you people thinking?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the segment of the show where we award who gets the Just Acting Up award. So, Chris, tell us, who gets it today?
Well, I got a few stories because a few of y'all are deciding to act a fool. Let's go with this first story here. This is about a Teacher of the Year. Congratulations, right? That's usually a good honor to have, right? Teacher of the Year.
Yeah.
Well, this teacher was charged on Friday. A heavily redacted report from the sheriff's office said the teacher at Darnell Cookman School of Medical Arts was arrested at the Duval County School by the Duval County School Police. Lee, who's 60, was named Teacher of the Year at Darnell Cookman in October and would have competed against about 175 teachers for the County Teacher of the Year. And when the district announced Lee's nomination on her Instagram, a student actually commented on the page, right? Wondering if she was the teacher who had used the racial slur in a class last year.
Oh, hell no!
Jacksonville Sheriff's Office arrest report says that Lee wrote that she used the slur during a lesson about mice and men. And she then summoned the student to speak with her on Friday, right? And so the police report said when Lee was alone with the student in her classroom, she then closed the door and asked the student why she had threatened her in an online post. After the student denied making any threats, Lee hit her in the face with her palm. According to reports, the student brought her hand to her nose, which started bleeding. That is when Lee called her an expletive and started hitting her on the head. The teacher also kicked the student in the leg, according to police.
Oh, hell hell no.
Now, the student reported the alleged assault to guidance counselors who noticed visible injuries, according to the police, but Lee denied closing the door and physically harming the student. The police report also said that she told deputies that she felt threatened by the student because of the Instagram comment, but did not feel the need to report the alleged threat. She said she was trying to show the student that she was not a racist and she was a nice person. And so she was being charged with child abuse.
It's dumb.
Yeah.
Flat out dumb.
Be more careful.
Got to be.
Teacher of the year. If you let a comment get under her skin that much, I mean, one, you shouldn't have been using any racial slurs in the first place.
Yeah.
Start there. But then to pull a student in, kick the student, slap the student.
That was too much.
That is way too much.
That was way too much. I think it needs to be some psychologists, they need to sit down and talk with some people if you want to be a teacher.
Yeah, they need that. They dealing with multiple personalities, and that teacher right there. How you let a comment like that? We see them all the time. Comments on YouTube and Facebook. Sometimes it's best not to just interact. People just keep on going about your way.
I think that was just comments too many. I think she even got too many comments leading up to that day and was like, you know what?
I got time today.
I got time today.
The camera that broke the back right there.
That was it.
I'm done.
That was it.
Let you know.
Where y'all think that was at? What state sounds like they'll make teacher of the year and a racist, abusive person the teacher of the year?
Louisiana.
Utah.
No. We back in good old Florida.
Oh man, Florida ranking it up, baby. Boy, Florida holding it down, ain't they?
Boy.
Oh, yeah. Now, I do have another act on the fool, and y'all probably wouldn't guess what state it's in because it's out of this world, literally. So this is regarding the astronauts on the International Space Station. As early as this last weekend, they got stuck using diapers as on the way home because of their capsule broken toilet.
Oh, hell no.
Ooh.
NASA astronaut Megan MacArthur described the situation as suboptimal but manageable. Spaceflight is full of lots of little challenges, she said during a news conference from orbit. This is just one more that we'll encounter and take care of in our mission, so we're not too worried about it. Mission managers could decide to bring her and the 3 crewmates back to SpaceX capsule before launching their replacements, but the launcher has already been delayed more than a week because of bad weather and undisclosed medical issues involving one of the crew. So the French astronaut Thomas Pesquet told reporters that the past 6 months have been intense up here. I bet. The astronauts conducted a series of spacewalks to upgrade the station's power grid, endured an inverted thruster firing by docked Russian vehicles that sent the station into brief spins, and hosted a private Russian film crew, which is a first for the space station. They also had to deal with the toilet leak. So pulling up panels in their SpaceX capsule and discovering pools of urine. The problem was first noted during the SpaceX's private flight in September, when the tube came unplugged and spilled urine beneath the floor. SpaceX fixed the toilet on the capsule awaiting liftoff, but deemed one in orbit unusable. And so engineers determined that the capsule had not been structurally compromised by the urine and was safe for the ride back. But on the culinary side, the astronauts grew the first chili peppers in space. A nice moral boost there. They got to sample their harvest in the past week. Hope they washed their hands. Adding pieces of green and red pepper to tacos. Okay. And they have nice spiciness to them. She said a little spice leaving a little lingering burn. Okay, one American and 2 Russians will remain on the space station following their departure, while it would be better if their replacements arrive first in order to share the tips on living in space. But they said the remaining NASA astronauts will fill in the newcomers. So yeah, that's a lot. But
it's a lot.
Would you like to be the one that broke the toilet in space?
Oh, Oh, hell no.
Ooh, no.
And then they eating chili peppers up there too, and tacos.
Man. Ooh, how long were they up there? That's another thing too.
Who's the plumber? Book me from Good Times.
You know, if everything floats, so if the toilet is a leak, does it just? I'm just thinking this scenario. Like, how does that work in space? How do you have a toilet leaking on the spaceship? Like,
they taught y'all everything else to prepare for that trip to outer space, except for how to fix a damn toilet.
I know I can't be the only one when I say this, but have you ever been over to someone's house and you use the restroom, the number 2, and then you put too much of toilet paper in there and it don't go down?
You got a homeboy that did that.
I had that experience before. Your heart started to beat.
Yeah, you
like your palms get sweaty.
We like play like, man, who broke the toilet, man? Then somebody drop a log in that book. Who broke the toilet?
Yeah, like,
oh man.
Have consideration, people. If that ever happened to you, because it happened to me once before at my brother-in-law's house. Be considerate, clean it up.
Courtesy flush.
Ask where the bleach is at. Ask where the plunger is at. Where's the bleach? Clean it up. Get yourself going. Because one thing you do not want to do is somebody talk about you after you have left.
Nasty mother. He is came, deuced, and left.
Relationships will end at that point. It will end. They will look at you differently. If you cook some food at your house, they would not go over there to eat. No. Don't bring them a plate.
Nope.
Don't shake their hand.
Nope.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chris.
I was like, a hack is, if you was dating somebody. I know when I was dating somebody, I just like, I gotta take a shower right quick. Courtesy flushing the whole time. Keep the stink down.
Turn that hot water all the way up so that smell can go away.
Yep.
You got a courtesy flush at the same time. Like,
yep.
I always had those friends that when you say, hey man, don't go over there, don't go in that restroom, it smells bad. And they will go in there anyways. It just like you say, God damn, what would you like? I just told you, do not go in there. And they just been like, what wrong with you? Boy, you stink. Like I just told you, don't go in there. All right.
I had one friend that used the restroom and at the house, and I was like, well, it was at my homeboy house, and it was our homeboy. But long story short, he went in there and it was like, damn, boy, you blew up that restroom. He said, man, all I did was just piss. I'm like, what? So you didn't do the number 2, you did the number 1, and you came out smelling like that.
Boy, you better get some. You need to go get checked out.
What?
You need to go get checked. You need to go get checked.
Something wrong there.
There's something wrong with that picture, dog.
Something wrong with that. You need to go get checked out. Something ain't right down there, boy.
Something ain't adding up with you, dog. I'm sorry.
I do got one more for y'all. Let's see if y'all get this one now. A man was recently arrested, right? Mm-hmm. He was arrested for what happened to his mom's house. John Charles Streckenbach, age 39, was arrested on suspicion on first-degree arson. Criminal mischief causing $20,000 to $100,000 in damages, possession of a controlled substance, and violation of a protection order. The Boulder Daily Camera reported, right? So fire authorities responded to a fire at a home in the 8800 block of Vermillion Road, north of Longmont, just before 4:30 p.m. Monday. Fire personnel, upon arriving, could see smoke coming from the roof of the single-story, single-family residence. Investigators say the man acknowledged using a blowtorch to clear out cobwebs in a crawl space under the home. And he said to put out the fire for an hour.
Oh, hell no.
He tried to put out the fire for an hour before he called the police himself. or the fire department himself. He tried to put out the fire. So the fire was extinguished around 5:30 p.m. No one was injured in the fire, but it cost $100,000 in damages. According to the affidavit, the man had a court order barring him from being within 100 feet of the home and being around his mother, who lived in the house. His mother told investigators she had been allowing him to stay at the home recently because he is homeless. And authorities say the man is also in possession of a small bag of methamphetamine. So, yeah. Trying to clear out the cobwebs with a blowtorch.
Wow.
Buddy.
Wow.
What possessed you?
Wow.
Well, you said he had methamphetamine, so maybe he thought he was in arachnophobia. I don't know if you ever seen that movie before.
But you know what's so funny? He probably skipped over a broom. Like the broom and the blowtorch was standing right next to each other.
Tree branch, like, maybe.
Yeah, and he was like, you know what? I'm gonna go do this. That seems like a good idea.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
I knew somebody. I'm not gonna put their name out there, but they almost burned down the whole apartment complex by one cigarette butt.
What?
One cigarette butt. He didn't let the, he didn't, get the cherry, as they say, smokers know, and it was still lit. And the front porch, he burned that down a little bit. And let's just say the rent office hit that certain person up with a $500 fine. And the person that smoked the cigarette, but that's not their apartment. They was just standing there. So
wow,
that's crazy.
Boy. See, they'll be lucky $500. The only thing you got for that.
Yeah.
You.
Where y'all think this one was at?
That sounds like North Carolina. No, you said the name. You said the name.
Yeah,
last name. Yeah, you did. That sounds very foreign. I'm gonna say Norway, Germany.
No, this is definitely in the U.S.
Okay, so it's in the U.S. What's the last name again?
The name of the person that the guy name is John Charles Streckenbach.
I'm gonna say.
Go ahead, James.
Pennsylvania.
Oh, I was gonna say that. I was gonna say Virginia. That was close.
Negative. It's Colorado.
Oh, we knew it was up
north. And then Denver.
Colorado. Well, it's Boulder, Colorado. Boulder, Colorado.
Boulder, Colorado.
I guess I ain't gonna never move to Denver and Florida.
All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and get into the bounce snack. We're gonna talk about a few things. So y'all continue to stay locked in to the Just Acting Up show. My bad. I mean the snack.
Well, that's James is eating his snack.
I was in mid-chew, man.
He's in mid-chew. Let's talk about his mid-chew.
Mid-chew for the bounce snack.
Eating the hell out of those damn chips.
Yeah, tearing it up, man.
Tearing it up.
Okay, man. So we're gonna talk about this again because of what took place recently with the Travis Scott situation. Travis Scott Astroworld. Travis Scott didn't do anything. It was people that are involved. We keep getting some more news about what took place, pretty much saying that somebody drugged somebody in the crowd or whatever, and it caused a whole little, that happened, that incident. It's gonna be an investigation. We already know and we already know that they're gonna hit them. They're gonna hit somebody with that bill, very large bill of damages and loss of lives. So yeah, somebody gonna get served real soon as they do this investigation. So we want to talk more about safety, man. I don't know who thought it would have been funny to do that if that what took place. Because they kept saying cardiac arrest with people, and I'm like, cardiac arrest, like that's the first hearing about people getting trampled and everything.
Yeah.
For me. So that's why I continue to say hearts and prayers to people that was involved with this incident and the families, multiple people that got injured, of course, people lost their lives. People just trying to enjoy the event, going out, just trying to enjoy some good music, some rides, have fun. So we just want to preach safety and preach saying that people get control of yourselves in these crazy big moments. I understand, you want to enjoy yourself. That's cool, that's fine. But you gotta be mindful of what, you do can affect others, especially in a tight space like that. So be careful, watch yourselves, protect each other, and and that's pretty much the gist of it. That's pretty much it right there. So do y'all have anything to piggyback off of that or anything you want to say?
Yeah. This whole thing about you being young and you make mistakes and when we was all young at one point, it was 20 in our 20s. I'm not gonna lie, I'd be the first one to admit there was some times where I was tipsy, still went home, drove, close calls, dumb mistake, put myself in a bad situation. So just thankful God that nothing happened. But at the end of the day, that was a bonehead decision that I made. And if I had to go back and do it all over again, I wouldn't do it. Let's just put it like that. So luckily nobody got hurt. I made it home safe. But at the end of the day, you're just not gonna have that many chances, So it's like, just don't push your luck with it, man. Get your Uber. Back then there wasn't no Uber. We didn't have no Lyft. You get drunk, I guess go on Whataburger parking lot and sleep it off or whatever the case may be, whatever. But it's just so many resources to prevent that. So, and I'm talking about with the Henry Ruggs situation, because this man a week ago, man, he was balling. He I forgot the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles. He took a picture with him because they played in Alabama together, and that was last weekend.
Yeah.
Now look. Just like that, it happens. Just like that, it happens that fast. So, man, you just gotta be smart about the situation and be careful with your surroundings, because your life can change within an instant.
Yeah,
that's true. True. Well said, fellas. Well said.
Yeah.
Life is about decisions. The decisions you make.
Oh shit! You make me hungry, James. Shit.
My bad. My bad. It's about James. Oh, hold on, wait. Yeah. Hold on. Oh man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in to the show. We thank you so much. You don't know how much it means to us. Like I said, holiday season right around the corner, and just be safe out there, man. So, about to go into the whole Christmas spiel. Well, Mike said, "What you say?" I heard somebody say, "In my mind."
In my mind.
In my mind. I want you to be free.
Not yet. And watch, when as soon as I get in my truck or I go somewhere today, I'm gonna start jamming it.
I'm gonna send you my Christmas playlist, my holiday playlist.
Go ahead on and send it to me, man. Honestly, because we like playing music now during the holidays, on Thanksgiving or whatever, and Christmas. So yeah, go ahead on and do that.
Makes you chipper, man. And so before we get out of here, I want to say that the O'Shea event, O'Shea Black Attire event, y'all need to go ahead, get these tickets, man. Get suited and booted, come out there looking fresh. We gonna be there. Just acting up crew.
Right.
I got to start up. We gonna be there. Yeah. You need to be there.
Right.
Gonna be some live entertainment.
Yeah, swag.
Yeah.
Some people from some of your favorite shows.
Yeah. Joe the C gonna be in the building.
Oh no. Who else? Go ahead, James. Who else?
We got Tiana Taylor coming through.
Go ahead. Who else?
We got the mayor of Houston coming through. We got people from City Hall coming through.
Go ahead. Who else?
What?
Who else?
Some other guests that we don't know that's gonna be there because he didn't tell us everything. But you need to be there and be square. You need to buy your ticket. You need to get suited and booted. Be out there looking fresh. Come on, man. Get these tickets, man. How much are the tickets? Go to eventbrite.com.
Go to Eventbrite. And I think dinner's included too. So we're gonna feed you too.
Ooh. It's gonna be food there.
Oh, you get to eat. You get to
That's right.
Eat, man.
Ooh.
Feed your soul, feed your spirit.
So not only you get the red carpet, you get to see some celebrities, hear some performances, you get to dance a little bit, you get to a great show because you get to see because they're gonna show the a few of the episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's like a full night right there.
Yeah. And then you probably you can network too, because you don't know who all gonna be there. We don't know who all gonna be there. We only giving you just a taste.
That's just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Little bit.
Yeah. So, so y'all come on down to, watch the 2-episode premiere, meet some good people, have a good time, be on the red carpet, take the pictures, make your family think that you were out there in Hollywood and everything, social amigo, all that, man. So come on out, enjoy yourself, be safe, and enjoy yourself. So, Chris, you got any positive notes, man?
Yeah, positive quote of the day. I got something for you. Short and sweet. Happiness is not something you postpone for the future. It's something you design for the present.
I dig that. I like that.
Boom.
Bars. I like that, man.
All day.
Yeah. And so appreciate it, Chris, for the present spreading that powerful message, man. Positivity. The power of positivity. Before we get up out of here, let me see. So we're gonna be doing our show from the red carpet. But we're not gonna do, I guess pretty much you'll see the show up later on the next following week. But we're not gonna double work ourselves because we're gonna be doing some work on that red carpet. So next time we come back around, not sure we'll do another show for the 20th or whatever, and then you see it next following week. But we'll see how it goes. We got to play it out, play it by ear, because Thanksgiving coming around. So with that being said, rules for Thanksgiving. Should we give them any rules, or should we? I mean, goodness gracious, man. Every time, like I said, I love my family. I love y'all. Please have that AC running when you cooking this food because it get hot up in there. Please have that AC running. I don't know what it is with Black families. I love my people. But y'all just don't have the AC running. Turn it. Come on now. It be hot up in there.
Yeah. And please make sure that the food is on time. Okay. There's no set time for Thanksgiving, but if we start eating at 7 at night, that ain't gonna work for me.
To the younger generation, and we know y'all a little bit on the health kick and all that stuff. That's fine. It's Thanksgiving. But do not take holiday staples like mac and cheese and want to try your new, healthier version, your new vegan version, your new, non-dairy version. No, I need the way Big Mama makes it. I need that mac and cheese. Don't change it. Leave it the same. Don't touch it.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Don't just leave it the same. We can eat healthy all the other days. Okay, but on that day, we're gonna need we're gonna need that peach cobbler that will make your leg fall off. That sugar diabetes peach cobbler. That's what we need for that day. We're gonna drink hell of water after that.
All the stuff that killed the grandma and soul food. All that.
Yeah, we need all that.
I'm about to say that.
That's for that day only. And after that, that's all right. We're gonna work it out. We're gonna work it out. We're gonna drink water. We're gonna eat our fruits and vegetables. But on that day is solely for the starch, the diabetes, and everything, all of you but.
Yeah. We need the veterans inside the kitchen. If you can't cook, if you can barely cook, if you just learn how to cook, don't get in the kitchen. Don't step in there. Don't step in there. Don't you sit on down. And do not be asking questions. Don't be asking me these personal questions like, what happened to such and such? Don't worry about that. Don't ask me no. You don't talk to such and such. I'm like, the fuck out of it, man. Stop talking to me.
And yes, I am still single, and I have not had a baby. I don't need the questions. Don't remind me of that.
And for my other people, if you invite family members that I have not seen in a long time since I was a kid, and I don't know who they are, no, I don't remember them.
Stop pressuring me. Stop pressuring me. I know, like, you don't know so-and-so? You know so-and-so. You know so-and-so. Your mind is cloudy. My mama would say, your mind is cloudy. No, mama, I just do not remember that person.
I don't remember you at all. At all. And like Mike said, emphasis on what Mike said about starting on time.
That time, man. That time. Man, come on now with it.
Man, my family sent me a group message. Yeah, we're going to start at 12. What time we eating? 12 at midnight. Why would you not specific it? They in there drinking wine, having a funky good time, listening to music and taking pictures and everything. You doing everything else except for preparing this meal. I'm not having it. I'm going to put on a police uniform and get a whistle. And every time I see them slack off, I'm just blowing the whistle or something. I don't know. I might record that. So I don't know.
By that time, it's not even Thanksgiving no more. It's just come pick up your food. Yeah. Come pick up your plate. That's what it is. Come pick up your plate. Your plate.
That's another thing. If it's a plate reserved, because I'll never forget Thanksgiving 2016. I had to work at the radio station that year. I couldn't be there for the festivities. I was looking for it all day, all year, because I stay by myself. So I was looking for Big Mama's cooking and all those good delectables. And she had a plate put to the side for me. By the time I got to the house, somebody done grabbed my plate. So if there's a plate reserved and it's not for you, do not touch it.
Don't touch it. That's so disrespectful.
That's very disrespectful.
Very, highly. And I'm letting you know right now, I'm stealing about 5 of them plates. I'm taking 5 plates to go. I'm automatically, while y'all in there.
See, you the problem. You stealing good.
I probably problem. No, I ain't gonna miss. I ain't miss nobody else's plate. I'm gonna take the other plate. I'm going there while everybody in there arguing about who mac and cheese is the best. I'm gonna be in there on the side, just up there, yeah, and starting talk. I'm gonna be talking shit from the kitchen. Yeah, your mac and cheese ain't that. And she said this.
And that Thanksgiving food has an expiration date. Although it doesn't, it does. Okay. If it's December the goddamn 7th and you still eating on Thanksgiving food, throw that shit away. You gonna get salmonella.
Oh man. Let's not forget, control your kids. Control your kids.
Yeah.
Control your kids during Thanksgiving. I know what I just said is greedy, but if I see your little kid back in line before I get my plate, I'm gonna sidestep. Like, hold on, little boy. Hold on, little girl. That's your 3rd plate before I got mine.
Right, it's picking order.
Yeah, man. We ain't having it this year, man.
That's right.
I'm gonna call myself the Thanksgiving police. That's gonna be a nice little skit right there.
And if you come in there with Tupperware bowls, okay, stop it. Allow everybody to get their 1st, 2nd, or 3rd helping, and then you pack in your Tupperware bowls. Don't come in there in the first in line. You got your Tupperware bowls, and you already packing your lunch for tomorrow on Black Friday.
Taking all the cranberry sauce.
Taking all the cranberry sauce. Talking about this for my husband. He got to work today. Man,
we ain't seen your husband since 20.
Yeah, that's another one.
What husband? What husband? His ghost husband? The husband
don't even much come around, man. Your husband got work
like that.
Oh man, I think we covered all of them, but we'll be back again.
Oh yeah,
we'll be back again. Y'all have a good one.